Price the Box, $1 combos. We here for the laughs. For those who don't know, let them know who we got in the building.
It's your boy Marlon Palmer, aka that dude McFly, aka the Oxtail God. You already know.
I'm someone that's been kind of watching your career. I've seen you actually like in Windsor do your thing. Back
Yeah,
when they
yeah.
had Windsor Sports
Yeah,
Weekend.
yeah.
Back when they had like
Bada, bada.
Ruckus. Everything, you know?
Yeah.
So how does it feel actually being someone that's influential in the city and still doing your thing at a high level?
I mean, it feels amazing that people would trust me with that. You know what I mean? Trust me with that platform. I really appreciate everybody that comes out to my shows. People that show love. That's really why I keep going. You know what I mean? Like, I'm an attention whore.
Well,
You know what I mean?
You're really good at what you do, though.
Thank
not,
you.
Not only do you, first of all, congratulations on the position on the radio show.
Thank you.
That's a good look right there, great look. Plus,
Yeah.
you have your podcast.
Yeah.
Plus, you're doing stand up. Right?
Yeah.
So how do you actually bring a high level to all these fields?
I just love what I do. Honestly, if you love what you do, you'll bring the highest level to anything you love. And I think that, a lot of times the city, especially for black creators, it kind of stifles your dream. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of things that will stand in the way of you accomplishing great things. But I feel like as long as you love what you do, you'll try to push past those barriers. So that's what I'm trying to do my best.
And you're actually doing more than your best because you're actually like an example, especially with your podcast. I noticed that for example, someone like DJ Snoopy,
Yeah,
he's doing a lot of numbers.
my
he's
dog.
Doing something really big. I shout to Prince Beast. He's working with him with the Baddies of the Six.
Yeah.
Right? A lot of other podcasts and media outlets, they don't focus on that. They focus more on the politics. Right?
Yeah.
Why do you feel like a lot of podcasts do that compared to like if something's viral, don't want to help it out? You know?
It drives the numbers. Mess drives the numbers. And me, I've never been about the mess. I've always been about just uplifting people. And I feel like once you do something genuine and you're trying to uplift others, I feel like other people just gravitate towards that because everybody wants to see people win. Well, most people want to see people win.
A lot of people
and for me, I want to see a lot of
you.
people win.
A lot of people want to win, but when they see you win first, it's like.
I mean, for me, as long as you win, we all win. You know what I mean? And I feel like a lot of people focus on too much about who's winning and whatnot, whereas I see it as a city, as a collective. It doesn't matter if you're from Brampton, Scarborough, it doesn't matter from your Saga, any of these places. The fact that GTA Toronto is winning, that's all that should matter. When fucking Drake or Magic Jordan or Roy Woods, any of these guys go out there, they're not just saying, yo, I'm Brampton, man. Like, they're saying I'm from Toronto. And I feel like it's important to just highlight the city.
So speaking of Drake, how do you feel about Kendrick adding another date to this whole tour?
Yeah.
Do you feel like being part of the media outlet that you guys have to advertise it the same way, or?
Definitely not. I've already been very outspoken that I would never pay $6 to watch someone diss my city. That's just how I feel. I don't know how a lot of people, the people that are going to go there have no real connection or roots in the city.
Yes.
They just live here. You know what I mean?
Because like when I see you winning, I've seen the work that you put in to get to where you're winning. So
exactly.
For example, our generation, when we see Drake where he's at, we kind of
you look at that and you're inspired, bro. Like you want to have the city on a wave. Like this guy's had the city on a wave, multiple giant. Bro, but like the city, especially like just seeing what he's done multiple times, creating moments. It's like you want to create that moment for yourself, and then when somebody else is trying to squash that moment, it's not just trying to squash one artist; it's trying to squash all of us.
It's true
because it sets a precedent. If the GOAT from Toronto can't go out there and work and make money, what can the rest of us do? So I don't think people look at it that way. They think of it just as, oh, Drake's just an individual. He's just going after. No, he's going after the whole city. When a nigga says, I'll never let a Canadian nigga wear Pac's ring. When a man says, yo, you're not like us. They're not talking about just Drake. They're talking about Canada as a whole. I think The Weeknd doesn't think he's in that argument when he is. Because he doesn't make hip-hop music and he makes R&B music. And the R&B music that he's making right now is... But his music doesn't... Nothing about his music says Canadian. Fair enough. It's worldwide. And it's just like... Drake, we're going to look at, if you're reading this, it's too late. Canadian. We could say it's Toronto through and through. Views. CN Tower on the album cover. Weeknd never done none of that. Weeknd has never... Like, he's said it on songs. Like, I'm a Toronto kid or Six Side or whatever. But he's never been full throttle. Listen, get your money, do what you gotta do. I'm not gonna wrong you for that. But I personally, if someone's coming from my city and for the GOAT from my city, I'm not letting that slide personally because I feel like it just trickles down to everybody else. So it's like, if you're out there fucking spending $7 to go watch a man say, your city, you guys are not like us. That shit's wild to me, nigga. Bro, it's like going in a store and people are following you around the store because they don't think you can afford shit. And then you spend double what you're gonna pay because you feel like you're popping style on them. No, they just won. They just made the bread off you because they thought you weren't shit, and now you're proving to them, trying to prove to them that you are. No, they made bread off you. That's as far as it goes.
Some people look at it as just Drake.
Yeah.
Look at it as
nobody's looking at it as just Kendrick. I'll tell you that right now. Nobody's looking at it as just Kendrick. They're looking at it as California. They're looking at it as the whole entire West Coast.
That's true.
And that he has the West Coast behind him. So if you're looking at Drake like he's on an island by himself, when all of us are gonna get, like, bro, if all of us could say that after Drake came out, when we go to the States, people ask you nothing but Drake. When you're from Toronto, that's the first reference point. So if our first reference point gets nullified, then what? Back to square one. And it's not even square one anymore. Now we have like some negative hits on our record. Bro, like y'all can't do that, bro. And not for what this nigga has done for the city. Personally, I won't stand for it.
For those who don't know, when can they check you out? When can they hear you?
98.7, 6 to 9 a.m. every weekday. And honestly, it's just for the city, man. Honestly, like, I think the city is so special. I think the city has so much to offer the world. I feel like, especially because we're super Jamaican, like if you look at what Jamaica, the island, has done by itself, come on, man. The next generation got to bring it to another level. So, like, for me, it's just all about that.
So before you go, you mentioned Jamaica. Are you going to the Vybz Kartel concert?
No. I have no problems with him. I feel like anybody that thinks he's not going to put on the performance of a lifetime doesn't know Vybz Kartel.
Okay, there we go.
That nigga is going to die on stage before he gives you a bad performance. And then on top of that, he's going to have all the best features and people who come out. Drake's definitely going to be there. And, like, for me, Drake, Nicki, all those people, Cardi, like, it's just a testament to him, man, and what the blueprint that he set out before he even went to jail. And look at him since he came out. Like, this guy, he's been in jail for 13 years. He's more business and social media savvy than anybody in the game right now.
He's bringing his sons along. For those who don't know your Instagram or how to follow you, how can they check you out?
Yeah, check me out. That Dude McFly on all social media except for TikTok. I'm Marlon Palmer, the Marlon Palmer on TikTok. And yeah, man, follow the Extra Gravy Show on Instagram as well and YouTube. We do weekly podcasts every single Wednesday, talking about pop culture and everything that matters. So yeah, check that out.
And if you had $1 billion worth of advice for anybody watching this, trying to get like you, what would you tell them?
Stay consistent. Stay consistent. That's really all that matters. It doesn't even matter if you're good. It doesn't even matter if you're good. You stay consistent, you'll get good. You know what I mean? And I feel like anything you're doing over and over and over again, there's no way you can get worse.
$1 billion combos. Y'all better check them out. $1 billion combos, BDC.